utterly crucial that we begin to really pay attention to what the pilot is directing the plane to do. Because when we understand the power of our words are so incredibly powerful. And our cells listen. Our cells hear everything we think, even if we don't say it, even if we don't tell anybody, even if we keep all of our thoughts to ourselves. The cells in our body take those as instruction. And I'm hoping people really hear the impact of that sentence and really understand what we are instructing ourselves to execute. It's utterly important to really start to observe our thoughts, what we are telling ourselves. And first of all, just start to pay attention. I won't even go into what damage the inner critic can do. I guess my mission really is to just get people to really hear their thoughts, to really understand what their thoughts are telling the self, not just the body or not just ourselves, but telling the self, our younger self, our teenage self, our inner self, and how that translates to the world. If you wouldn't ever speak to a child that way, why is it okay to speak to yourself that way? And, if you would never shame or criticize or belittle a child or, even our pets, we wouldn't ever abuse our pets. We love our pets. We adore our pets. How come we don't adore ourselves? For me, the part that stands out the most is that every time we think that thought, we're harming ourselves again. We perpetuate the hurt. We perpetuate the wound again and again and again and again, and wonder why we don't feel well emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually. We can't feel well when we keep wounding ourselves without even knowing that that's going on, knowing that there's a pattern of thought on loop that runs and runs and runs. It's a great analogy. Mirror work in a way. If you stand before a mirror, would you ever talk to another person that way? I find it very eye-opening to consider bringing that out, hearing what you're saying to yourself, and really evaluating whether or not you would ever want to repeat that again. I think it's quite an eye-opener.